When we have clients come into our office who have been injured when they were walking as a pedestrian and a motor vehicle hit them, one of the first things they want to know is, what is the value of my case? And that's a very normal type of reaction. These people are generally in significant pain. They may have some very visible injuries, abrasions, cuts, broken bones. Their life has been disrupted. They can't potentially go to work. They may need medical treatment that they can't afford to get, and they're angry, and they want to know, how is this going to be made right? And that is the whole purpose of personal injury and negligence law. You don't get to go take someone's ability to live their life the way they choose by your carelessness and say, oh well, I'm going to go on living my life, I'm sorry that happened to you. You're entitled to compensation for those types of things. But determining the amount of compensation is a very tricky process. There's no formula for it. You don't just plug numbers in somewhere. There are a lot of factors that go into it. And one of the factors that goes into it is how you're going to recover from your injury. And that's one of the reasons that you can't determine at the beginning of the process what the value of your case is. I tell people all the time, if you go see a personal injury attorney right after you're injured and they tell you the value of your case, you should not walk but run to find another personal injury attorney, because that one's not going to do a good job for you, because there's no way to know that. There's no way to know the value of your injury at that point, because at that point you don't know what your recovery is going to be. If you recover fully from an injury, your case is worth less than if you never recover fully. So at the point right after you're injured, you need to be getting medical treatment, and it's not until you've either gotten all the way better or improved as much as you're going to improve before you can really start to determine what the value of your injuries may be. Under Georgia law, there are various things that you're entitled to recover if you've been injured by someone else's negligence. And the first category of those damages is called special damages, and that's things like your medical expenses and lost wages. It's pretty easy to determine what those are. You can go and get the invoices from your medical providers, and that shows how much they've charged you. You can show that you haven't been paid from your job in 3 months. That's fairly easy to do. The harder category to assign is what's called non-economic damages. And non-economic damages are difficult because they're not things that you get invoices for. You can't go get a canceled check. You can't look at your bank account and see that it's not there. They're not tangible. These are things like the pain and suffering that you endure, your disruption of life, how you can't do things that you want to do or need to do. So for instance, if somebody is careless and hits you and breaks your leg, and you are laid up on your couch for 6 months and you can't do the things that you enjoy, and you can't work, and you need somebody to help you do little things like go to the bathroom, the other party doesn't get to just walk away and say, okay, I'm going to live my life now, and sorry that happened to you. You're entitled to be compensated for that because it is the fault of this other party. And so in looking at those things, there's a lot of variability in how they can be seen. Another major factor for how much your case may be worth is the amount of liability insurance that the at-fault driver carries. Under Georgia law, the driver is only required to carry $25,000 worth of at-fault insurance. That's a minimum. So it doesn't have to be a really major injury case to get you above that $25,000. Medical expenses themselves are high. Doctors charge a lot of money, so those expenses add up very quickly. But if you have a couple $100,000 in medical expenses and the at-fault driver only has $25,000 in coverage, chances are, unless you have purchased uninsured motorist coverage through your own policy, that $25,000 is going to be all you can get, and then the doctors and the medical providers are going to want that. So the best thing that you can do is, as soon as you are injured, consult an attorney and have an attorney that can walk you through the process and make sure that you're doing all the right things and everything that needs to be done for you is occurring, so that your case can be put in the best position possible to try to maximize your recovery. If you are a pedestrian that has been injured by being struck by a motor vehicle and you would like to consult with me, please give me a call. I'm here to help.